Boom. Hey, what's going on? I'm Phil Sanko, and I'm here with Great Minds. And I'm here with Kevin Gonzalez. And one thing he and I are really big on, and things that have changed, I know it's changed my business, is having a profit and loss statement and understanding just the basic, expenses that are on what people think is an income statement, and they think it's too complicated. And this, to me, in my business, helps me really give me the ability to scale and understand all of my costs, what I'm making, where I'm losing. And so I'm bringing Kevin Gonzalez in here because he's going to share some information. It's going to explain it a little better. And Kevin, with that, I will shut up and I will let you go.
Awesome. Well, again, Phil, thanks for inviting me today. First of all, you're a great person in general, and you're a great leader for actually implementing this. And I'm so excited to share some jewels with you. So let me go ahead and share my screen. Profit and loss is absolutely important. I think any person with common sense would agree with that. But what I can do is at least give you some nuggets on how to find the most effective way for you to be more effective with your profit and loss, and how to make it more clean and
awesome.
seamless.
And I can see your screen. It looks very clean.
Awesome. So this is called Quickbooks, guys. This is Quickbooks Pro Intuit app. It keeps track of your profit loss. This is my first. So as of January 1st until today, 17,730, but I do have 20,000 coming in the next cycle. But you can see that a lot of my major expenses are right there. So you have everything added up. Now, the good news is, as we go down, it just gives you a synopsis of kind of what's going on and what your estimated taxes are going to be on the first quarter. So I better put $512 away for the quarter one taxes. And to be honest, with every business, it's probably the most important thing is not to set yourself back that second year.
When are taxes due? When do you have to do that? I know personally what it means, but for people who have not had to deal with taxes, what does that mean for you?
Absolutely.
When is it due? What does this all mean?
Totally. I totally get you. So guys, and this is great. So basically you got to think about where is your income coming from? If you're a W-2, they take out taxes for FICA, for Social Security, for your healthcare benefits. In a business, you have an LLC. And from there, you could also have a 1099 that you write business underneath your LLC. So with your 1099, that means no taxes are taken out, and then you have to do your own taxes because you are your own business. So I do my taxes and pay my taxes every year, but I do put money aside to pay for those taxes every year. Some entrepreneurs, some business owners actually send a check every month, every quarter on what they owe. And if you look at this app, so my first quarter, and there's 4 quarters, right, in a year. So my first quarter is going to be 512 in taxes. Pretty cool stuff. Now, how does this actually work? Look at when I go to transactions. Again, you can see at the top on the left and the right exactly what's going on, but you have your unreviewed expenses and your reviewed. I keep this pretty tight. So basically, if you see my pending things in my account, you can see exactly what's going on here. And as it becomes available, I can swipe left or right. Let me give you an example. I can swipe left to count it as a expense towards meals, and then I can actually click it, and then I can zone in and see what exactly the expense is going to be. Is it advertising? Is it business insurance? That way it's classified under the right classification, right? And then you can swipe the other way if it's personal. So if you look here, I can swipe the other way and it won't count like anything towards business. Now, the mileage part is probably the most important piece because this is the first year that I'm actually keeping track of mileage, guys. And as an entrepreneur, as a business owner, especially right off the bat, you need to really zone in. You need to really zone in on getting everything you can as a deduction, especially on miles. That's so easy. I drive everywhere. You drive every opportunity you want to use as a write-off. If you're going to the gym, it's a prospecting opportunity. Just utilize it with integrity so you can feel good about it in your heart. Now, I keep track of this pretty clean. So my last trip was from 1511 Argonne Street to 5075 South Syracuse. I can swipe left if it's business. I can swipe right if it's personal. That was business, and that was a business meeting. So I have some things written out on what I normally do for my drives: business meeting, business task, recruiting, client meeting. I also have partnerships with tax offices. So from here, I'm going to go ahead and click business task, because that's what it was. Then obviously it counts it and puts it towards your deductions. And you can look at your last 7 days, all the deductions that you've had, and you can just be, okay, interesting.
Hey, Kevin, one thing that, and I struggled with this, this is why I'm asking the question, because I'm sure somebody else has this question. When you swipe left or right and you're asking, because I do use QuickBooks, and you swipe left or right asking about personal or business, does that does that change the money that's going into a certain account, that's going into your personal account, that's going into your business account, that you're, how does that work out in the whole business world?
Oh, so guys, what you're going to need to do first of all is set up what's called a business account. Well, I mean, if you're really beginning, you need to get your articles of incorporation with the Secretary of State. And then once you set up,
Exactly.
so you should do that first and get established as a business. And then you bring your articles of incorporation, right? Articles, proof of your registration with the state, to the bank, whether it's Key Bank, Chase Bank, any bank. And then what they'll do is they'll set up what's called a business account. In that business account, well, you can link to your app or to whatever platform you use. And again, when it goes left, it's for business. When it goes right, it's personal. And this kind of catches everything in the matrix of what's going on, so you can manage your business in a real organic way. And to be honest, I mean, I don't personally have a CPA. I work with professionals. I definitely have worked with CPAs, but I personally, I mean, this is good enough for me. I keep track of everything. I'm up in the middle of the night going through my expenses, my mileage, making sure I'm not spending too much money here or there. And then on another call, guys, we can go over how I manage my incoming cash flow. And like you probably are in business, right? You have projections of what you've made. You know what's coming in. You know your skill level. You have an idea of what you can close, what you can't close. So that's another thing. When you're growing in business, you need to understand your sales cycle. So this is my sales cycle. My sales cycle is between, I would say, 1 and 3 months is my personal sales cycle. So this coming up month, I'm getting hit with another amount of cash because I understand my sales cycle. And as you get better at your job, or you get better at your practice, or maybe you're expanding in your practice and you have agents, you're a broker like myself, or you're a real estate broker, or you're like Frank Azar and you're hiring other lawyers and getting an overrider, an electrician, and you subcontract out jobs. Same thing with hail companies. Then you can start doing what's called market projections. And you look at your profit and loss. You look at, if you have this many clients coming in, what's the likelihood of you closing those clients? And then you can dictate realistically your next sales cycle, and then make moves accordingly so you don't end up in massive amounts of debt. And obviously you need to be realistic. Phil, add some stuff. What else can I add to that on the value side?
I mean, like, so the questions I have, and again, this is stuff I I learned the hard way, was just like you, I started using QuickBooks, and I started doing things on my own, and I kind of wished, honestly, that I would have hired somebody at the beginning just to set it up, because there are people out there, just local accountants who are looking for work, especially right now, who are willing to set up an LLC, willing to set up your accounting software, willing to do all the stuff, so that and then help you, guide you through exactly what you said, in the sense of like getting a business bank account, and then getting an EIN,
Oh yeah, EIN.
and doing all this stuff. Like, I remember, like, so ignorant at some point. I didn't know what was going on, because
Yeah,
I
you
thought
just
I just thought, oh, I know everything. No, I didn't know shit. um
yeah, dude.
like I went to business school, but they don't teach you how to start a business in business school.
Dude, me
uh
too. I got a full-on bachelor's in business, bro. I know
yeah,
exactly what you mean. I
and
paid $70,000 for them not to show me how to do articles of
uh,
incorporation.
they showed me. We paid that amount of money to get a job, and that's fine. Whatever. um it is what it is, but at the same time, like, to start and run a business and understand accounting, and again, like, the whole conversation about this is about, I was talking about profit and loss, and how, like, once I were like, my dad was just like beating me over the head. He's like, you're such a dumbass, because he was a good entrepreneur, good business owner. And we've had discussions about the difference between business owner and entrepreneur, blah blah blah.
I
And
know. I'm still
but
shocked
but
about that.
but
But you
he,
know,
but
to
he,
finish,
but
you to finish
but
that
he was
up.
beating me over the head. He's like, "What the hell are you doing? You don't have a profit and loss statement?" And, like, even my wife was like, "Well, see, I told you." Like,
Jeez,
you
jeez.
need to have some type of plan. You're just like literally buckling your belt in the morning and hoping shit works out.
Yeah, no, I feel you. But you know
um,
what, Phil, dude, that's why this app, honestly, for beginners, it's what you need, what beginners should do. I think
it's
CPAs come in when you start getting a lot deeper and
yeah.
more employees and things of that nature.
They told me, and like, I have a lot of friends in accounting. They're like, once you get to like 10 grand a month, that's when you really, like, the IRS is starting to look at shit. So
But I'm wondering though, if I'm using this app, because I mean, this is going to be my first six-figure year. I've been in my personal business paying my success tax for the last 2.5 years, right? Like everyone does, you can't fake it. But
yeah,
the idea is that if I have this matrix that catches my expenses, that catches my mileage, that gives me the control to view my own expenses and I manage it, I wonder if you would need a CPA if it's really not that complicated.
I don't think everybody does. I really
Yeah.
don't think everybody. I think the way you're doing it is right. I really, that's an extra expense.
Hmm.
That's an extra overhead. I do it because, but I didn't do it for a while, but I do it now because, um, like, for my personal taxes, I do that myself because I like to understand that. I like to understand
Oh, yeah.
my,
Yeah.
but my business taxes, I did hire a CPA firm,
Hmm.
and it's not as expensive as expensive as people think. And it gets personal, because you have somebody else looking at your money, that you don't know.
Yeah, yeah, I totally agree. You know what?
But
I wish I would have invested in that when I was younger. I do. Um, but to be honest, the school of hard knocks kind of makes you pretty tough. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
it does. Well, yeah, I know. Yeah. So I'm not, like, disagreeing with you. I think it's I I love I just love that both of us use QuickBooks.
Right.
Um, I don't use it on my cell phone as much. Like, I haven't used the maps function, like, to track GPS. I'm really bad at that stuff. So there are things I'm terrible at that you've brought up that have been priceless that people are going to listen to.
Hmm.
So, just to kind of sum this up, what is your, because this isn't, I think this is really about how you're leading the conversation, and what is the best way for somebody to start, and when would you say they might need to step it up to like, to where, I don't know,
I
I
know. I
don't.
know. Well, I would say the moment you feel out of control, the
Okay.
moment you don't have control is probably when you want to get some help.
Okay.
And that's not just with getting a CPA. It's like what you're doing, Phil. You know, you feel that there's more in you that you need to get out. So you hired a coach, right? For me personally, um,
Yeah, but you're a
study.
little bit more intelligent than I am. I think I'm
No,
just kind of like I don't know, man.
you just got to know yourself, dude. No, you just got to know what you're. And hey, you got to look at time. How much time is it taking? If you have enough money coming in where that expense frees you up to do more
Yeah.
marketing and sales to get more clients and make more money, then you have to give up things to get more. Like it just is what it is. But if you have a good system and it's easy to manage and it's minimal on time and the overall benefit outweighs the con of paying, then yeah, it's probably a good idea to do that. So use
Cool.
discretion.
Cool. And to end this off, I want you to give your any website or phone or any information for people to contact you, Kevin, because I'm sure you have other contacts that can help people out with not only with what you do, with just understanding finances and
Oh, financial.
all the stuff that a lot of us don't know about. So actually, give us a quick synopsis of what you do. Tell us your contact information, and yeah.
Sure. Hey, so guys, basically, I have a financial service brokerage. I've been in business for about 3.5 years. I've had tremendous successes, tremendous failures. But what I specialize in is helping people avoid paying taxes in the sense of long-term and short-term savings. I also can help them deduct income properly through financial products so they can pay less in taxes. I also help teach people on the rates of return of their money. A lot of people don't understand a rate of return or what you can achieve and what you can't, what's good or not. But you could definitely connect with me. I do offer free financial service sit downs with people, financial strategies really to help them find their financial independence number. And that is the amount you need to save to get the distribution of income that you desire for the rest of your life. And most people don't know that. But my number, I would love for you guys to call me. My number is 720-404-5175. My email is kgonzalez, GONZALEZ131 @gmail.com. And I had a website, but to be honest, I was getting so busy, I really didn't need it, and it was an expense I really didn't want to pay for. But get in touch with me, and I would love to answer any questions. And thank you, Phil, for inviting me today. Appreciate that.
Yeah, absolutely. And just to let everybody know, the purpose of this is not just to let people like Kevin just share awesome information. We are part of a group called Denver Great Minds, and great minds attract great minds.
Amen.
So we are looking for professionals who want to get more professional. We are looking for people who want to better themselves. Not like a BNI, not like we're passing leads or anything like that. We're very connected. Um, Sometimes in a funny and awkward way, like lots of, lots. It's fun. It's one of the best networking groups I've been in, and so please check out denvergreatminds.com if you're interested. If that is something you want to grow into, if you're looking for a local networking group, that's what Kevin and I are leaders in that group. And Kevin, I can't thank you enough for showing up and just like constantly giving your knowledge. And anybody else who's interested, we have once coronavirus and all this isolation is over, we do have live events, but we have Zoom calls and that stuff right now. So I'll end it saying that. And yeah, again, my name's Phil Sanko. I'm not going to talk about me because I don't care about me. This is about you who's watching. This is about Kevin giving the information, and that's it.
Awesome, guys. God bless everyone.
Take care.